Hey everybody, this is Matt from Cincy Jungle. Today we're going to continue on talking about the Bengals 2020 season, position by position, previewing what to expect from each group this season. And today it is all about the running backs. And in Cincinnati, all about the running backs is all about one guy. All right, it's all about Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon won the AFC rushing title in 2018. Last year, the Bengals offense struggled in the first half of the season. Mixon and the running game struggled in the first half of the season to do much of anything. But then they came in, they retooled the scheme, all right? In particular, running a lot more toss play, but overall pulling and man scheme blocking plays in general, they ran quite a bit more of. And Mixon went off in the second half of the year, all right? 817 yards in the last 8 games of the season. Despite having a slow start, finished very strong and had similar final numbers to what he had the year before, right? And despite all of this, Mixon just does not get the respect he deserves. All right, this is a top running back who is rarely mentioned along with those other top guys. So not getting the respect. But what is that? All right. Hey, that comes with being on teams that aren't winning. All right. At the end of the day, when you win, you get on national TV, people start paying attention, you get respect. And we see it all the time.
You got to win to get love.
Excellent last tail half of the year. Great on these toss plays. He's got speed. He can see the cutbacks. All right. Also has great power. So really all around back, and we should expect more out of this guy with a rookie quarterback, right? As much as they leaned on the run game the tail half of last year, expect them to lean hard on that running game as we break in Joe Burrow this season. Particularly early in the year, we're going to see a lot of Joe Mixon running the football. So he's going to have opportunities, all right? And having Burrow there is going to create some better running situations for him. All right. There is that fear with a Joe Burrow and an A.J. Green and a John Ross and a Tyler Boyd and all these other guys, T. Higgins, on the field. There is a fear of that passing game, which will open up opportunities for the running game. We always hear about it, run the ball, play action, pass. It kind of works both ways. All right. If there's a threat to be able to really air it out and to do some things in the pass game, that opens up things for the running game as well. Everything in football is complementary. No man is an island. Another thing about Mixon, he is an extremely underrated pass catcher. All right, this dude can do some things in the pass game, and he's really been underutilized. All right, but when you look at him at Oklahoma, he made some great plays. He can adjust to the ball in the air. All right. Stop and start in routes, go up and get the ball, make all those kinds of adjustments. Does some really good things, or just catch it in stride and take it right up the seam. I mean, this dude can do some things in the pass game. Underutilized in the past. Could it be different this year? I mean, maybe, right? We talk about the Bengals running more empty this season. All right, there's that expectation because we saw a lot of empty with Joe Burrow and LSU last year. But guess what? When LSU ran it, they're in 11 personnel. All right? That's what the Bengals like to be in as well. So we could very well see more empty. And when we do, that's probably going to be with a tight end and a running back on the field. So absolutely, there's a good chance of getting more utilization, all right, more utility out of Mixon in that spot. He's really underrated in that area, can do some really good things there. Now, talking about running backs that do well in the pass game, we'll talk about Gio, all right? Gio Bernard, he's seen as a third down back, but he has played a larger role in the past, all right? And, he split time with Jeremy Hill. He split time with Joe Mixon. But 2 years ago, he was injured, missed significant time. Last year, they really kind of relegated him more to the third down back role and made Mixon the feature back. So what's the plan? I mean, because they gave him an extension. They gave him more money to stick around. And obviously what he does and what they did with him last year, that definitely has some value. But it makes you wonder, is there a plan to do more with him, to have more involvement? Were they kind of letting him chill and get completely healthy last year? They didn't want to push it with him, and now there's going to be a bigger role. Could we see more of the two of them on the field together? All right, again, they love being in 11 personnel. But, hey, let's get into more 21 personnel or 20 personnel and use Gio or Mixon, all right, use one of them out there as a receiver. Mixon, all right, can do it. We talked about that. We know Gio can do it, all right. Gio has got very good hands, and he's a really good blocker, all right. That's the big thing about him. Despite his size, he understands pass protection, all right. He's a tough dude that can get in there and block as well, which is both of those things are valued at the receiver position. Especially, you look at this Bengals team, all right. They love to kind of get in those bunch looks and have those receivers be digging out blocks, all right. Gio can block, all right. Gio can be that guy, just the same way that they're using these receivers, heavily involved and important in the running scheme. He can do all that stuff. Plus, he's a different kind of receiver, right? Because he's a smaller guy, he's a quick guy. He gives him a little bit of a different dimension at the receiver position. So, why not more? All right, why not more of the two of them on the field together? Gives you different options, and makes you a little bit less predictable, and get some different guys in there and a different look. All right, really, that's what you're getting with Gio there. You're getting a different look than you're getting with other guys in the field. All right, now that brings us to the second-year guys. All right, the two other guys I'll talk about here are Rodney Anderson and Travion Williams. Now, I'm going to talk about Rodney Anderson first, and people tend to talk about Rodney Anderson first, but let's not forget, Travion Williams was drafted first. Travion Williams is a very, very good football player, all right? But Rodney Anderson, coming off an injury, an Oklahoma guy just like Joe Mixon, has some similarities to Mixon. He's got power, he's got speed, he's got balance. He has got the talent of a feature back, but injuries are a major concern with him, all right? So, can he stay healthy? That's the big question. But this guy's an ideal backup to Mixon because he can do all the same things. So, what does that mean for Gio? Wait, it means Gio has his own role, all right? And Gio can play a larger role if Mixon's out, but Anderson would play a key part there as well. And then Travion Williams is the ideal backup for a guy like Gio. He is a very good rusher, but excellent at all the same things that Gio is good at. He has got awesome hands, right? Natural hands. Now, there's a difference here, right? Not every running back that catches a lot of passes, all right, it necessarily has natural hands. Not even every receiver in the NFL necessarily has natural hands, all right? This dude catches passes like he's breathing, right? It looks like it's nothing for him. Awesome in pass protection. That is rare to find on college film, but this dude, I'm telling you, this dude can do it. Great pass protector, all right? Look, Jim Turner was the offensive line coach at this guy's college, and then they drafted him, all right? That tells you something. All right, the O-line coach is going to appreciate the running back who is excellent in pass protection. Last year, didn't record an offensive stat. Played mostly on special teams. Didn't really get in there. But here's the thing. I talk about pass protection. I think that's probably his biggest value because it really makes him stand out. Pass protection is hard. And that's a big part of the adjustment why you don't always see running backs as the featured guy. You don't see a ton of them or as much of them as you expect on the field as rookies sometimes. A lot of times it's because of the pass protection, right? It's because they're not trusted in pass protection yet. So even though he's very good at it, even though he has experience with Jim Turner and the blocking schemes that he's used to, that stuff takes some adjustment. So that's the way I see this group. All right, I see one A starter Mixon, one B starter Gio, and one B may not have as big a role as one A, right? But that's how I see it. And then I see Rodney Anderson as 2A and Travion Williams as 2B. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this position breaks down. Mixon's going to be the featured guy. Will we see more Gio? Will we see a little bit more of these guys in year two with a healthy Anderson and with Williams more comfortable, more familiar with the blocking schemes? So that's it for the running back group. Keep tuning in. We're going to keep pumping these out, going position by position, breaking down and preparing for the 2020 season. Hoo day.
Red 7, hot route.